Alrighty, happy weekend. The humidity has been absolutely brutal. So, as much as I've wanted to go outside, trying to breathe through that kind of soup is not my idea of a good time. We're supposed to hit our retesting phase tomorrow. So today's workout is just something to get us a little limber, get some muscles working, nothing too crazy. So my plan for today is to go through the kneeling, tall kneeling, standing chop variations. Just one round apiece. Don't know how long we'll end up working out for, but my ballpark guess is like 15, 20 minutes at most. Um, Considering what we'll have like chop and press, so there's 3 rounds there, half kneel chop and press, half kneel chop, press, lunge. So that's 3, 6. So that's up to 9, 12, like 3, 6, 9. We then have the standing chops at 10. Standing chop and press, 11, 12. Standing chop and squat, so about 14 or so minutes, unless I think of something else in between, but just enough to, I think, kind of get the core going a little bit, just to remind us like, hey, we still got to stabilize. And maybe I'll throw in some windmills just so we get over that 15-minute mark, because that seems like a goal to hit for some reason. All right. Here we go, chops. All right, pretty easy. 12-pound kettlebell, or it's at least easy to start. By the time we get to the end, it might be a different story. Oh, that's right, and then we chop. Oh boy, it's been a bit of a lazy day for me. Spent way too long catching up on paperwork, but it is what it is. And that's part of the reason why I feel like I need to start marketing my cash-based services a little more. Because I don't necessarily know if I want to keep seeing patients on the half hour like I am right now. Um, I've been seeing a few patients recently where I'm just disappointed in how we treat ourselves and how we got to this point. sometimes stuff happens to people, and then I feel like other times we don't know better, and then we start learning better after the fact, which is good that we're learning, but maybe not so good that it had to take an emergency to learn, or a crisis to learn. So interestingly enough, my left side felt more of a stretch during that variation, so we'll see what happens when we get over here. All right. Might have told this story, might not have. My mom had an aneurysm, led to a stroke over 20 years ago now. So as a result, her health has been compromised, I'll say, for years. She ended up getting a granddaughter who lived with her for a little bit. And she managed to lose 20 pounds. Because of just playing with her granddaughter. Just that little bit of interaction helped her lose that much weight. So the internet has given us a global community, but we don't even know our neighbors and or have that time to be with our families. So I'm in a relatively disappointed state with what life could be and what it is, which I guess is a joy of being an adult. All right. So we got chops, standing chop press, standing chop squat, and windmills. I am fortunate to have been able to set my life up in the way that I've got it set up currently. But similar thing that many of you may be experiencing is you have fewer opportunities and flexibility than the generations before you. That you may be financially, on paper, more well off than any of your ancestors, but you also have less opportunity for growth, expansion, less time. So, at least that's what I feel like. Alright, I'm barely feeling the vibration on the watch. So long story short, I'm a little bummed out by how things have turned out. But I think these kinds of thoughts and fears aren't unique to this timeline or this generation alone, but it doesn't make it any easier either. So, like, I'm happy I found my way back in the gym. Right. Apparently, me focusing on bracing was the thing I was missing. So I'm happy I figured out that issue. But I'm still concerned about my friends and family's futures when they're not doing as well as I am. So I wish we actually cared more about each other and making sure that all of us do well, rather than making sure a few people don't do well. Well, more than a few people don't do well. Anyways, just over 15 minutes because of the humidity. It's got me sweating. If you listen to my spiels, great, I appreciate it. If you did what I did, great. You did your own thing, great. You're just starting, looking for ideas, motivation, discipline. We're a community to support you, is what we're here to do. Help each other be a little better every day. So, good job today, keep working hard. We'll see you next time.